channel. Today we're doing our first topic Tuesday of 2020 and I'm really excited, you guys. But before we get started, I wanted to show you guys my cutie pie Sky. She's so cute. So let me show you guys what she's wearing. Support that little peanut. She's wearing this cute striped sleeper with the little love bug on it because she is mama's love bug. She's so tiny. I love her. Love all my babies. Okay, don't get fussy. Whenever I do talking videos like this, you guys, I like to have Cutie Pie Sky or Baby J because they usually sleep through the entire thing. But when I have Izzy or a toy, they move and wiggle and they get me kind of distracted and I can't say everything that I wanted to say. So let's get started with the topic, you guys. I did write down my notes, so you will see me refer to them periodically. So today's topic Tuesday, you guys, is reborn baby guilt. I know. I hope I'm not the only person that experiences this. There are several reasons why you can experience reborn baby guilt, and I want to talk about some of those today. The main thing that we feel guilty about, you guys, is spending money. I know. We feel guilty about spending money on our babies. Some of us do it continuously. Me, I am guilty of that. You guys know I love me a thrift trip. But to me, there's a difference between shopping, shopping and thrifting. So when you shop, you go to a store, a name brand store, and you buy one item. And that one item could cost you $10. When you go thrifting, you go to a thrift store or, where they have used items and you can get, 10 to 20 items for $10. So that ratio right there, that 1 to 10 or 20 is why I go thrifting. Also, it's a treasure hunt to me. I never know what I'm going to find. I find some unique pieces for my babies. I just love thrifting. I just love it. So with that and spending money, you may want to purchase some bigger, ticket items for your babies. To me, that's over $100. That's me. Everybody's finances are different. But if I wanted to purchase, a crib or a pack and play, that glider, or maybe, a travel set, I may feel guilt about that because, it's a bigger ticket item. But we want our babies, to be as realistic as possible. So we want those bigger ticket items. And sometimes there's some guilt associated with that. Something else you could feel guilty about, you guys, is wanting to channel your creativity into actually painting a baby. You may want to start reborning yourself, and that may add up as well. You would have to get all the paints and brushes, and you would have to do some study to find out what techniques you want. You would have to purchase the kit. You would have to purchase the body, the weighing materials, the oven if you want to use heat set paints. So all that could add up, and you could feel guilty about wanting to, channel your creativity that way. Another guilt trigger could be wanting to broaden your horizons and attend a doll show. There's the Rose Doll Show, the ITDS Doll Show, there's Kansas City Doll Show, there are international doll shows. So with that, for most people, that includes airfare and lodging, and then you still have to eat while you're there. And then most people go because they want to purchase a new baby. So that would be an additional expense. But if you're just going to meet up with your dolly friends to see what babies are out there, to see what the artists have to showcase, and you don't necessarily want to buy a baby, you may get there. You may see some accessories that you want. When people set up booths at the doll show, it's not just babies. Some people just sell accessories. It could be clothes, it could be pacifiers or bracelets or cloth diapers. So there's numerous things that you can purchase at the doll show, and you may feel guilty about wanting to go and purchase those items. Something else you could feel guilty about, you guys, is wanting to get an upper echelon baby. Maybe you want to broaden your collection and you want to get a baby from a master artist. And that baby costs much more than what you're used to spending on the babies that you get. Or you may want to get an upper echelon baby and let me get her situated. She spits her passy out every time I put her on my shoulder. You may want a silicone baby. You may want a full silicone or a partial silicone, and those babies cost more than what you're used to spending on a vinyl baby, and you may feel guilty about desiring that particular baby. You may feel guilty about wanting to spend that much money. Or you just want a new baby. Who doesn't want a new baby? I mean, we love these babies. You may have multiple babies already, and you feel guilty about wanting another one. But you guys, this is a hobby and we are collectors and we collect these babies. So every baby is special. Every baby is unique. Every baby is beautiful. Every baby fulfills something special that we give them to fulfill. Sometimes it's temporary and we just enjoy it temporarily, and other times that bond is forever and we keep the babies in our nursery. We keep the babies with us forever. Either way, it's perfectly fine because, like I said, this is a hobby and these are things that we collect. We collect these beautiful, beautiful babies. With spending money, you may feel guilty about spending money in other areas of your life, and you feel guilty that you can't allot that amount of money or those type of funds to your hobby. The key word in that sentence, you guys, is hobby. There are certain things that we have to do in order to live, and sometimes we cannot match what we spend on our livelihood with what we spend on our babies. But that is okay, because sometimes what we have to do is just put on patience and save for it. I had to do that with Izzy, and I'm so happy I did. It was well worth the sacrifice of not thrifting so much and not shopping so much. So I'm really happy with the way I decided to save for him. So sometimes that is what you have to do to get over that guilt. Some people may just be dealing with the guilt of enjoying the hobby altogether because there is such swift judgment from people. People don't understand the hobby, and they just, because they don't understand, they just say things that would be hurtful, and maybe you've gotten some negative feedback and you're still feeling guilt about being in this hobby, about loving these reborn baby dolls. And I want you to know that they are dolls, but we give them life. We give them purpose. Let me get her together. Okay, let me look at my notes, you guys. They make us happy and they bring us joy. That is their purpose. When we play with them, when we role play with them, when we change their diapers, when we feed them, when we take pictures of them, they fulfill their purpose in our lives, you guys. Even if we got them just to look at, even if they're in a case, that is their purpose, to be in that case and look pretty, for us to smile whenever we see them. So that is all that matters, is that we have a purpose for them in our lives and that they make us happy. And there should be no guilt about feeling happy. Reborns are a billion-dollar industry. They are a collectible item, no different than any other collectible item. People collect cars or shoes or stamps or coins. It's the same as us collecting our reborn babies. When I first got Toy, I tried to rationalize this with my husband in a way that he could understand. I compared it to his hobby. Now, my husband is a gamer. He loves video games. So my husband has a PlayStation 4, a PS4, as well as an Xbox. So I told him getting Toy, the baby, was the same as him getting a game console. Now in 2014, the going rate for a reborn baby was around $400, $500. So he could understand that because that's how much his game consoles cost. Now the accessories would be his video games. So his video games are $50 to $60 a piece. So I told him that would be like me getting Toy some clothes or some shoes or some bottles or some pacifiers. And then my husband is a true gamer. He has to have a gaming monitor. He has to have a headset with a microphone so he can talk to his people when he's playing a game, and they're, you know, it's a whole bunch of them playing together. And he has multiple controllers because he has wireless controllers. So when one battery dies, he has to have a backup. And then he's real finicky. He likes certain knobs, so he'll buy different knobs to put on the controller. So all that to say, people collect things and they have accessories to go with what they collect. So we collect our babies, and then our babies need things. They need clothes, they need shoes, they need bottles, they need pacifiers, they need diapers. So it is no different than anyone else who collects things. So there should be no guilt with us wanting to collect our babies. Something else that we could feel guilty about is all the addictions that this hobby can create. Oh my goodness. So you get a baby and then you get addicted to pacifiers. I got addicted to pacifiers for Jay. I got addicted to wanting to collect bottles for Toy. Izzy, right now I'm looking for shoes for him every chance I get. So there are different, I don't want to say spawn, but there are different hobbies or addictions that this particular reborn hobby can create. And sometimes you can feel guilty about that because, you know, you have a lot of them, but you want to collect more. Like, you have a lot of babies, but you want to collect more babies. You have a lot of pacifiers, you want more pacifiers. So you may feel guilty about wanting to keep growing your collection. My personal hobby was none of those things. I have no problem spending money on my babies. I will go thrifting in a minute. I want to go thrifting right now, even though I just went. I don't have any problems buying big ticket items. I may have to save for them, or I may just already have the funds readily accessible. I don't really have a desire to go to a doll show. I have tried my hand at reborn painting. It wasn't for me. So I don't have any guilt about being in the hobby. I love being in the hobby. I love my babies. So those were not things that I felt guilty about. My guilt was actually playing with my babies off camera. I know, you guys, that seems like, what? But I felt that me being a YouTuber doing dolly content, that every time I picked up my baby, it needed to be recorded, it needed to be shared, it needed to be documented. So whenever I played with my babies, I recorded it. And a wonderful, wonderful dolly friend of mine let me know that that is not the case. That does not have to be the case. That whenever I pick up my baby, I do not have to record. And I have stopped every time I picked up my baby recording. So it's been about a month or so. I play with my babies off camera and I enjoy it so much. I want to say it's kind of intimate because it's just us alone. We're together. I'm holding them. They're looking at me. I'm looking at them. I feel their heartbeat. I feel the weight of them. I smell them. They smell so good. So we just spend time together off camera and I enjoy it so much. I have been missing this aspect in my hobby. I think I used to do it with Toy, but after I got Sky and Jay and Izzy, every time I held them, it was because I was doing a video. So now we spend our time just together off camera, and I don't have to think about coming up with a concept. I don't have to think about trying to create a thumbnail. I don't have to get my camera out to get the angles correct or anything like that. So we just spend time together and I just hold them. This little one right here, Cutie Pie Sky, she will let me hold her all day. So I will just hold her and I will just rock her and just look at her and see how cute she is. Jay doesn't like being hot, so I hold him maybe 30 minutes and he'll start wiggling because he gets hot. So I'll lay him down in his bed. Izzy, what I do now is I just rub his hair and I just look at him and he looks at me. And sometimes we play together. I mean, I just love holding them. I feel their little heartbeats. Now Toy's a busybody. Toy's a wiggle worm. She'll get fascinated by the ceiling fan. She'll try to grab for the ceiling fan. If she hears a noise, she turns. So I have to hold her very tightly or she'll wiggle out of my arms. So that is what I do with Toy. And when I hold my babies, I'm just really, really happy now that I released myself from that guilt. And now I enjoy my hobby. I enjoy my babies so much more. So reborn baby guilt, you guys, as with all things, it needs to be assessed. It needs to be evaluated. You need to figure out exactly why you're feeling guilt, where that guilt is stemming from, where it is coming from. Some guilt is healthy. Like I said, some guilt keeps our pocketbooks in check, keeps our finances in order, and some guilt is unneeded, like the guilt that I had with playing with my babies off camera. I am just so happy that I released that guilt and that I am free of it. So now that I can enjoy my babies, I am so happy. You guys have no idea. I am so happy and so thankful that I did that. And because this was something that was weighing on me, I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to bring it to the forefront and let other people know that if you're having some reborn baby guilt, it may be good and it may not be good. So I just wanted you to take the time to evaluate it, to look at it, and to see if there's something that is needed or something that is not needed. So that is our Topic Tuesday today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you immensely. I don't do very many talking videos, you guys. I talk about it all the time. I am somewhat uncomfortable being in front of the camera, but if I'm, if I prep enough, I feel good about it. So I have my notes to fall back on if I started rambling. If you guys have any particular topics you want to talk about, feel free to leave me a comment below. or you can email me or message me. Any topic is welcome. Thank you so much, you guys. Bye. Want to see that cutie pie again? She's been sleeping. Look at that cute face. Love her. Bye, you guys.